I mean, as versatile the Riesling is, as versatile are the people who love the Riesling, you know? You have to say this, you know?
Basically, I'm not the doctor, I married only the doctor. Welcome, everybody, for the second Riesling Rendezvous here in Chateau Ste. But how do we continue to rebuild the reputation of Riesling? First, it's great to get all the producers here together to make a commitment to maintain top quality with their Rieslings. And second, to create this forum here where we can educate consumers, trade, and even the media about all the wonderful but sometimes confusing complexities of Riesling, as we all know.
Well, I think the Rendezvous was a big success this year, you know. I mean, we had a lot of wonderful seminars, a lot of people came together, you know, a lot of discussions, you know. Well, we didn't find any conclusions, you know, because everybody has different opinions, you know. But I think this is not the whole question, you know. I think everybody put his opinions on the table, and it is on everybody on his own to go home and find the right thing out of this whole, I mean, answers, you know, he got, you know. So I think that was fantastic this year. That was fantastic. I think this year we got a whole more of growers, international growers, you know, from all over the place. I don't know what they said. It's 9 different, I mean, countries, you know, of Riesling growing countries, and I think the first tasting on Monday showed this. I mean, really this great versatility of Riesling, the areas, you know, and that Australia and New Zealand and Okanagan and Michigan and, you know, Washington State, Germany, Alsace. I mean, all these countries which doing Riesling, you know, and have their own fingerprint with their climate, with their soil, with their terroir, and then the winemakers' influence and so. I think everybody said that was an amazing tasting because, you know, you usually don't get these wines next to each other in this kind of complexity, you know.
I've kind of likened it to the white Pinot Noir. I mean, as far as the...
Oh yeah, that's absolutely. I mean, I tell you, people who love Pinot Noir, they love Riesling, or the other way around. And I mean, I love Pinot Noir. I have a lot of Pinot Noirs in my cellar. I mean, mostly Burgundy. But I tell you, that belongs together because Pinot Noir and Riesling has so many things in common. You know, it is cool climate grape. They need certain terroirs, certain, you know, I mean, microclimates, you know, to perform. You can't stick it anywhere in the world because it doesn't work, you know. If it is too warm, you know, that's the reason that usually Riesling doesn't, and for me too, Pinot Noir doesn't perform as well in California as it is doing more north, you know, in a cooler climate. Then both wines live in the youth from the primary fruit, you know. Both wines, you know, Pinot Noir and great Rieslings and great Pinot Noirs, they shut down. They need a certain time to age, you know, I'd say always vintage plus 10. Then they're coming out and often they show the same aroma structures with aged Pinot Noir and very aged Rieslings. They have the same kind of Sous-Bois, Champignon, and these kind of things, the aroma structures, you know. It's amazing. These two grapes are so similar, even that they're red and white, you know. They're twins, you know.
Well, and then this afternoon we saw that there's something that hasn't really taken off in the Northwest, but vineyard designate Riesling.
Yeah.
Do you see
that's the same with Pinot Noir. You know, we talk about Burgundy, you know. I mean, the versatility of soil in Burgundy, you know, and having all these different Premier Crus, Grand Crus, you know, as we have in the old world, the different Premier Crus and Grand Crus for Riesling, you know, and the Mosel, you know, and the Rheingau, you know, and the Nahe, you know, and the Pfalz, you know. This has the same kind of tradition. But this is only a question of time then when it will start here too, you know. It's only a question of time when the people start to discover where are the best soil, where is the best fruit coming from, you know. And then it's only a question of time that they will name it, no? Or they will put the name of the vineyard on the label. You know, naming these vineyards is also not that old in Europe, you know. That started only 150, 200 years ago in Europe, you know. I mean, historically it's not that old, you know. So before that they put maximum the village on the label, you know. But the vineyard sites, that is also not 150 years ago where they started to put really the best vineyard sites on it, and then it became deeper and deeper and deeper, you know. And this is only a question of time when they started here in California. You already have it, you know, that people have their best vineyards on the label. So only a question of time, because people will find only by experience where is the best fruit coming from, which is expressed the best, which soil or which area express the most best for this grape variety. You know?
Yeah, I think as we've noticed through the Eureka project, you are dialing that in, and as I understand it, you're not doing hardly anything at Cold Creek anymore, and you're looking for more.
Because it's too warm. We think it's too warm. You know, we used to be in the very beginning. You know, we like the fruit, but now we're looking for more minerality, more acidity. You know, more high tunes. You know, with the Riesling. You know. And this year we have rather to look for higher elevated vineyards, you know, longer hang time. That is all the experience and all the trials we do, you know, try to find what can we do viticulture-wise and what can we do by site, with finding the right site and the right viticulture, you know, to extend hang time, you know, to get, you know, without getting over-ripeness, you know, getting higher acidity levels, more flavors, and these kind of things, you know. So it is still, I mean, you know, Rome wasn't built in one day, you know. We still are trying to find but we're getting better every year. What is this one vineyard? I think it's called Evergreen.
Evergreen.
Which is a good portion because it's a higher elevated vineyard, you know. Longer hang time. This is a good part of this. But there are other vineyards too, which we like very much to give it complexity and so.
Global climate change. Are you a believer?
Well, I mean, I think it's not the question if I'm a believer in it or not. We see, and that's just what Helmut Dönhoff mentioned today in the tasting, that say in Germany, since 1988, the average temperature increase was 1 degree Celsius, which is quite high, you know. But on the other hand, you have to see it that way. Germany is such a much northern wine growing area, you know. In the old days, we had a lot of vintages which didn't get all ripe, you know. So from that point of view, I'm not missing a 1984, 1980, or 1978, or 1974, 72, which was damn unripe. The stuff you still can't drink because it was so high in acidity and so low in ripeness. You know, potential alcohol levels of 6. You know, I don't need these vintages anymore. I'm pretty happy that we get now every year our fruit right, you know. I mean, that's without overripeness, because a lot of people always think with global warming now everything is overripe, you know, everything is far too high, and it might be with certain areas where the people get 14, 15, 16% alcohol, but we are far away from that, you know. We are still the most northern growing. So instead 6 potential alcohol, now we are happy to get every year 10 potential alcohol. But in comparison to Oregon, I mean to other areas, they said, what, 10%? That's not ripe. Yeah. But we are happy with that, you know.